Hey, what's up, guys? Mr. Free Coiner coming back to you again today. Hope you guys are doing well and taking care of yourselves. Since it's been a while, I thought I'd go ahead and release a video here. But before I get started, I just want to put this out at the beginning. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm simply giving my thoughts and opinions. So please do not act in an irresponsible way according to the information I'm providing. It's just my opinions. All right. That being said, the market has been whipsawing. We had some crazy things happen over the last couple days, and I'll get into that in just a second. But as you can see, things have kind of come back up a little bit. It's a little bit of a recovery. But the number one thing that I've found pretty interesting is the fact that Kronos is up 31%. It was up, it's been doing very well. I mean, there's a reason for it. I'm going to go into that too a little bit. But all in all, market is recovering. Now, as far as the drop that we saw just a couple days ago, so on the 24th, a Bitcoin whale sold over 24,000 Bitcoin worth over $2.8 billion, causing today, yesterday's $4,000 crash, okay, in Bitcoin, right? This person still holds 152,000 Bitcoin. That is just absolutely nuts. More than 17.1 billion. That's crazy. So yeah, this guy he sold 24,000. That's 2.76, as it says here, billion. That's crazy. And see, this is the thing that really disturbs me about the market, right? My biggest problem is just that, especially with Bitcoin. We don't know how many people out there have like thousands or hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin. And for someone to sell 24,000 on the open market, that's crazy. You just don't do that. And, it was right when the market was starting to get some, gather some momentum. Everyone's thinking, okay, here we go. And then all of a sudden, this happens. Me personally, because I have this more of I don't know, maybe, I don't know if I'll call it a conspiracy theorist mind, but yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and call it that. But I personally think it was purposeful, right? To pull the market back down because the big boys were not done buying, okay? And that's the thing that really, it just concerns me about this market. You have so many individuals who own like all of these coins. I mean, even whether it's in Bitcoin, whether it's in XRP, it seems to me that the holders in XRP are not necessarily dumping like this, because that's a dump. That right there. That you just don't see that, right? And what if he decides to say he's got 152,000 more? What if he decides to do that again? And to be honest with you, considering the fact that we really probably only have a month left in this market, this bull market, I don't know. It really concerns me. I'll say that. I would have never expected this, right? You don't think about this until something like this happens. And how many other people are in this position? I mean, just think if someone sold even 200 Bitcoin, that would definitely have have an effect on the market. Of course, nothing like 24,000, but still, there are a lot of people out there with some large number of Bitcoin, and with all of the flack that we've taken as XRP supporters from the Bitcoin maxis, talking about how Ripple could dump on the market. Look at what's just happened. Yeah, there's no centralized, company that you can look at. Like they always try to look at Ripple, right? But still, there are thousands, who knows, hundreds, maybe thousands of people out there with thousands of Bitcoin who could do the same thing. So I don't know. Like I said, it concerns me because this is clear manipulation. And and another thing that kind of concerned me about it is that like almost immediately people were trying to stick up for this person. It just seemed like that to me. Like they were making excuses for him. Oh, he this or that. I don't know. I don't know. It concerns me. I'll just say that. But anyway, I'll go ahead and go on. I can only beat that horse for so long. I'm just going to say this, guys. Be careful. Just be aware that this could happen at any time. Any time. So our expectation is, and again, this is Bitcoin. So if someone does this in Bitcoin, it's going to affect the whole market. It's going to absolutely destroy. So just imagine if someone wants to do this in another week or so, after we're in the sweet spot of this, this bull run, hopefully we get there. I mean, it could just absolutely destroy the market. So I don't know. Maybe it's something that, I'm overemphasizing, but it's a concern for me. I'll be honest with you. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Now, the reason Crow has increased in price because it basically jumped 4 cents. It went from 16 cents up to 20 cents. And I don't know if many of you out there are into Crow. I've always, like the last bull run, I had Crow. I didn't buy as much this time. I really wish I would have, but I was getting it around between 7 and 9 cents a little bit earlier this year. And I mean, I'm up a little bit, which is nice. Like I said, I really, really wish I had gone a lot deeper, but it is what it is. I am exposed, so it does. I'm looking at some benefits so far, but this is the reason why Trump Media to set up Crow Strategy and $6.42 billion deal with Crypto.com. So yeah, Trump's company is basically working with him. It's pretty interesting. It's something you might want to go and check out. It's still, Crow is only at 20 cents. The last bull run, it went to like 96, or it may have gone up a little bit. You know what? Instead of me wondering, let's check it out. Let's see what the max was, what the high was. All right, so we'll go. Well, you know what? Let's go down here. All right, so the all-time high was 96 cents. Yes. So that's where. Well, I didn't sell it there. I think I sold it at I want to say 80 something, 84 cents, because the previous all-time high, and let's check it out. That previous all-time high, which was it here? Yeah, I think it was here, or maybe somewhere in here. Anyway, I had calculated just by doing 4x. From the previous all-time high, and it might have been here. I think it was. So anyway, I'd kind of calculated around $1 or something, but I set my sell at 80. I think it was like 87 cents, something like that. So I did okay. Did okay. Now this time, if we get the same ratio, which is roughly about 4 times, we could be looking at about $4. I would probably sell it around 3, but yeah, I mean, that would be a very, very nice payday. So something to look at. I mean, even still, like I said, it's only 20 cents. I think, I mean, I may even go in a little bit more, but again, guys, you got to make your own decisions. I'm not going to say buy or not buy, but it's basically up to you. You do your own research. All right. But getting back to this, there were a couple things. I mean, it kind of goes into some things about what they're doing. I just don't want to go reading this, but I did want to speak about one thing. The Crow community was a bit upset about, right here it says Crypto.com also had a massive incident they covered up in past they never made public. So apparently what they did, they were supposed to do a coin burn and they didn't do it, and there were some issues. People had problems with it, but either way, it hasn't stopped it from actually making moves. So you be the judge. All right, moving on. Now, this right here, the articles like this always annoy me. Okay, because it starts off. This is basically, it's like clickbait, right? XRP price prediction, could Ripple rally towards $28? Well, yeah. So what he's actually doing, basically, he builds you up, or this particular writer, Hassan, whatever, built it up just to kind of do a letdown, right? So he says, while anything is technically possible in the cryptocurrency space, a $28 XRP would indicate a market cap explosion into trillions. And we know what's already going on with XRP. It goes into some scenarios which could basically take it to, because it's a 10x from here, basically. All right. So it says here, an XRP price prediction in this will explain the current situation, indicators that could cause XRP to rise significantly, and why $28 is extremely unlikely. So yeah, I mean, these people, I tell you, I personally think these are these articles are set to discourage new buyers of XRP. And again, I personally think a lot of people who have who always have this FUD that they want to put out when it in regards to XRP, they actually own a lot of it. I personally believe that. Now, there are some who do have that, XRP derangement syndrome problem, but and they don't own any. But I think it's more of an effect of the whales, or someone out there encouraging these people to put this out there. And ultimately, what's going to happen? XRP is going to go to where it's going to go, and that's just what it comes down to. Personally, I think, and I've already said that I think XRP can go anywhere from between $25 and $30. Right now, of course, I talked about some of the stuff with what's his name, Jake. I forgot Jake something. I forgot his last name. Anyway, he's the guy that's always talking about XRP could go to 2,000 and all this other stuff. And I don't doubt that. I don't know if that's feasible this time, because I personally do believe that the market cap, the way this market cap thing is, it kind of governs in people's minds how the price should work. And my cat, she wants to go outside. Anyway, so yeah, they go along with that. But the thing about it is, the way I'm seeing it, it's like the market cap is simply a calculation of. Hold on, no, not right now. So market cap is simply an effect of the price versus the number of coins out there, right? That's just that doesn't really. Okay, that's just a calculation. It's like, looking at how many. It's kind of like this. How many gallons of gas you have, kind of dictates how far you can go, right? It doesn't really speak about the horsepower that's in your car, or, the quality of the fuel, or, anything like that. It doesn't take any of that into consideration. It's just a calculation based on what you have, right? The raw numbers. But it doesn't, in this particular case, the price can be, I'll say, I'm not going to say is, but can be calculated, or an effect of the market utilization. So who knows, right? We haven't seen any of that. I guess currently, the only way to kind of look at it is based on, what the market cap says. But when he starts speaking about the whole market shock or the price shock and all this other stuff, I mean, that's yet to be seen. We will see, though. We will see. We're going into new territory. Of course, we're seeing the adoption happen and very quickly here. It hadn't even been a year since Trump has been in office, and this whole pro crypto administration has been added. So and we've come a long way. I think by the time we hit say January, the actual so we'll say January 20th when he actually took office, we could see some very very different different things from what we're used to seeing as far as the market goes, right? Yeah, so it's very very interesting how this is going to turn out. I'm very excited to see how it all happens. I mean, everything is changing, guys. It's changing. The crypto market is no longer that redheaded stepchild that everybody is questioning, right? It's becoming a rival. Not quite there yet, but it's becoming a rival to Wall Street. And I think within the next 4 years, it could easily outpace Wall Street. That's what I think. It's going to have to, because if Wall Street, if all the if the stocks are tokenized and we have pretty much everything tokenized, I mean, what else could it do? It can't do anything but outpace Wall Street. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to kind of bring you guys. Also, keep in mind, there is another possible, and I'm reluctant to say black swan, but this only thing I kind of can say about it, because the whole the definition of the black swan is something you absolutely do not expect, right? Now we do have this object that's headed into the inner solar system called 3i Atlas. It, depending on what this thing is and what comes about, because I mean, it's a weird object. So far, they don't know what it is. It's not turning out to be a comet. It's putting off a lot of light. They're not sure if it's reflection or if it's actually generating the light. It's surrounded in carbon dioxide without carbon monoxide. It's not, and at like 70, I think it's 70 kilograms a second or something like that. And very little water ice is being detected. And as far as what's being sublimated as far as water ice, it's like 4.5 kilograms a second, which is like it's like next to nothing. So it's interesting. It's going to be interesting what this turns out to be. Some people obviously, or Avi Loeb is talking about it could be an artificial object or some type of intelligence. So stranger things have never happened. Yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. I hope you guys are having a great day. Please hit the subscribe button as well as the like button and the post notification button if you want to hear what I have to say again. Until next time, this has been Mr. Freecoiner. Take care of yourselves, and God bless.